We actually have Watts for you today. We have more Blizclique action. And is that Dinosaurs? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. You know, it's really cool just to kind of see these different lists coming out of the woodwork. And I didn't think about it going second or even a going first version of Watts in combination with Harmonia, in combination with the Crown, in combination with the pot of Lazy to be able to go second. It's such an insane topic that your deck just gets access to do all this. And also, you know, we do get to play the spring in here as well. This is just a list of all times, and I actually like this. It does kind of prove that, you know, Watts can actually do something. Maybe you're going to need a little bit more of a game plan kind of built up on the back burner in case this does kind of go south, but interesting. Next up here, we have Blizclique, and this is playing the Radiant Typhoon draw package. That is good. Obviously, you know, you have an in-house quick play spell card that you can kind of search for. So it's not like if you do recruit for it, you can just go pitch it out and you can kind of, you know, recruit through those additional resources. You've also got super polys that might be dead. You know, you might be walking into a matchup where it's not going to actually provide you any real merit. And that's kind of something to think about. So is this probably one of the better builds? I think so. Blizclique, a lot of interesting list in the very early weekend here for players trying to figure out what combination of things they want to go down. Obviously, you know, divisions to fix the consistency and draw power is probably the better way to go. And then using Fallen and Virtuous also is probably pretty stable. I don't know what it is, but every week there is this guy trying to build BS into a different deck. I have seen this duelist play it in branded. I have now seen this duelist bridging their way. Actually, I think it was a good 3 to 4 weeks that they were playing it in branded variants, and I think they actually did kind of decent at some of their tournaments, which is an entirely other scary thought. Like, suddenly this deck has got a little bit of consistency, but I think that this is more of a meme sort of deck just to see what they have access to, because there's triple attack guidance armor in here, which I guess, like, you could technically force the opponent's monster to slam into your big monster, but like this deck has such a weird flavor about it. But once again, I mean, like, you come here to these videos to see the weird ideas that some of the OCG is cooking up, and this is another one of those really weird results that you're just like, huh, okay. Next up is Kashtira. Oh, okay, I like this. So this is where we get to play triple Fenrir, some unicorns. This is where we kind of get to smash things together. And obviously the OCG doesn't get to play this. This, due to like ban list restrictions and things, like the super poly's restricted, you know. I think at this point in time, I think the OCG can just kind of let go of the umbilical cord and just let Fenrir kind of run back into the game. Because at this point, and you know, this is a good topic of discussion too, like Fenrir's control options, they're a lot more limited than they used to be. Like, is it still good? Yes, it is. It still provides very, very good answers when it needs to, but the problem is it's still Kashtira, man. Like, you still need better outs, and I mean, like, you're not playing a Rise Heart. Next up is, God, this deck. We get to see, once again, more of the evolution to the craziness that is Elf Notes. Now, they got a new spell card that just ups their consistency way more. And you also notice we're only playing one of the Synchro trap card in here. While that card is incredibly broken, it's still a card that you have to draw to be able to have access to. And then you kind of ask yourself, all right, well, is it just better to have Droll and Nibiru present in the deck to use as those hand trap slots? And I do think the answer is yes. Having access to those other cards I think is fine. Obviously, you know, Harmonia is a great card. It opens up so many cool play lines, but we got a lot to kind of discuss here, so interesting. Next up, we have more of these Teller lists that are building in with the photon stuff. Now, I find this very interesting because this has been coming up on a topic of conversation a lot across these lists, where the Teller Knight stuff actually creates a space where you can access these rank 4 light monsters down here, just to make the photon bridge a little bit easier for you. And that's not something that I had really considered. It definitely ups the consistency a lot more than I kind of anticipated. And that's good. You want this deck to be providing you with consistent answers so that you can actually establish your board and kind of go. And from where I'm sitting, I think this is probably one of the biggest forms of innovation I've seen. Especially now if this deck can be way more consistent, can actually win games, that's good. Next up is some more Phantom Knights. Phantom Knights have been pretty talked about this weekend. The deck just now being able to make the new Dark Rebellion and make, you know, Ophion at will is good. Now, how consistent that's going to be? Well, I mean, if you're walking into the Cool Tune matchup and you slap an Ophion on the table, well, congratulations. Unless your opponent has a provided out to stop this, then they've got problems. And they're just not going to be able to kind of play the game. But it's going to be a trade-off. One, how fast can you get to the Ophion to provide you with that consistency, or, you know, is it just kind of going to fall apart? But also, you know, you have access to the Phantom Knight stuff in here. So, you know, Cherubini's just going to be kind of auto gas go. And, you know, the deck is just going to work out perfectly. So this has got some consistency about it. And I actually kind of like that. Next up here, we have Blizclique. And, you know, considering how many different variations of Blizclique that we've been going through, this build has chosen to not play the Radiant Typhoon draw power, which, I mean, is fine, right? Like, you trade that in, you're playing some Dominuses in here, you're still playing 1 Thunder King Ryle, you're playing 2 of the Pobbler for the deck, which is fine. You've got additional Thunder Kings down here in the side deck, you have the Solemn Accusations. You have a good set of tools available for you with this deck. Once again, like, that's where I am right now. This deck has to find its good outs to be able to go. And also, you know, the triple Fallen and Virtuous. Every one of these Blizclique lists that we've looked at this week all says the same thing. They want to have that Fallen and Virtuous package because they have to provide, you know, off of that. Obviously, you know, Harmonia, you know, something that this list isn't playing, which it should be, would help out a lot. Next up, we have, now this is a pile. So we are playing the Dark Magician good stuff in here to be able to, you know, do the thing. You have access to Harmonia. We're playing Miradora and Goldos in here, I guess, just because we want some extra hand trap interactions with the opponent. We're also playing 1 Pot of Procrastination. It's not a terrible idea, actually, using the Pot of Procrastination or the Pot of Lazy as a going second tool to kind of draw into some additional cards. You also see that they're side decking additional copies of Pot of Lazy to be able to filter through, you know, more options to be able to kind of get set up and go. Obviously, nice Red Dragon toolbox things that they've got in here. You know, this deck almost looks very good on paper, and I'm kind of wondering, based on like the tool lines that they're going down, you know, I do have to wonder, you know, how consistent does this creature end up being? Because if it does work out, that's kind of crazy. And our last list was, this was an absolute meme. I wanted to include this because it was Clear Vice with built-in clowns to tribute, but you also get to play Clear World in here as well. I don't really feel like we get to talk about how crazy some of the clown interactions can be, but, you know, getting to play Clear World is an interaction that I have only dreamed about for years. Like, that card it needs a rework, but we'll see someday. So what do you think about the wacky, zany, interesting challengers today for the upcoming meta? But please, leave a comment down below to what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.